Hey everybody, welcome back to Whitechapel Farm. This week we are going to be focusing on building the first stage of what is going to be a retaining wall for the bank that is protecting the dry stone wall. The dry stone wall was falling down into the valley of what is the burn here. So what we're going to be doing is retaining this bank, and the way I've decided to do it is effectively carve out sections, get it nice and square, building a retaining wall with some sleepers. So with that in mind, let's get on to this job. Okay, so I have a newfound respect for ground workers and people that do work with excavators. That was harder than I thought it was going to be. I've decided to practice how to use it by doing a job rather than actually practicing somewhere. So I think after this job, I will go and find a corner of the farm that kind of doesn't matter and just practice how to dig, how to level and all that kind of stuff. But in reality, I think I've done all right. I know I'm going to have lots of people, particularly my dad and my brothers, on the comments or messaging me directly saying I've done a pig's ear of it, but hey-ho. I've got the bank back. I've dug a channel across the middle. Now, I've got as far as I can with the arm, but basically there's a little bit there I'm going to have to now dig by hand. So now I don't need it to be too deep. In reality, it's probably better if it's shallow. As I said earlier, this is really just to take water away from behind the sleepers. So there's, number one, there's not too much pressure on them. Number two, so it's not causing rot. So yeah, I'm going to get this moved, get cracked on. Oh. You're done. I think I'm deep enough. So what I'm going to do now is get a little bit of gravel, get the pipe, lay that on top, fill it up around the pipe with gravel, and I'll use the gravel to help create a level bed. And like I said, I'll probably do one course here of the wood, and then the second course will go right up to the other post. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. That was tiring, not gonna lie. Right, I'm gonna go off now with the trailer, gonna get the gravel and all the bits, and I'll see you in a second. Tuck it in. Just heard that, can you?
It's supposed to be longer than that.
Right, that's dipping out. Good. Back to your bucket. All right, that's the French drain in. I'm not going to cover it up yet. What I'm going to do is going to wait till I've got the bed in, and I'm going to fire up the excavator again to level off the area behind the bed. But I'll start with the sleepers. I'll get the first one in, getting as level as I can, as square as I can, and then we'll go from there. God, I hate nuts.
Every step I take, every path I choose, I'm on a quest for knowledge. With everything to lose, I dive into books, I explore every trait, seeking wisdom and truth in every passing shade. I'll never stop learning, it's a lifelong affair. Every day's a new lesson, a word beyond compare. Through the ups and downs, I'll keep pushing through. The more I know, the more I'll grow, and that's the clue. Seeking knowledge, seeking truth. In this lifelong journey, I won't be uncouth. I'll keep on seeking sunshine and rain. With each step I take, I'll gain something to gain.
You guys didn't see anything here. Okay, so I've not got it finished. I'm getting tired. It's getting late in the day, so you're gonna have to wait till next weekend to see this finished. Everything's going to plan though. Getting these in level is turning out easier than I thought, and yeah, I'll get it finished next week. Kylo's getting a bit bored and a bit cold, so we'll get in now. There we go. We are at it again for another weekend. So we left last week a little bit early so that we could basically have a couple of hours sleep. But we've got to get cracked on. So we've had a hard week of work, and it's now Friday evening. We're hoping to get this first bit of the wall finished. Get this bed and bank all cleaned up as much as we can, allow it to recover over the rest of spring and summer, and we'll get lots of wood chip down on the path, and then we're going to forget about the woodland for a few weeks, and let's crack on. And just get it as square as possible there to that one. There we go. Right. Oh, happy day. So we're cracking on. Basically, I'm just stacking them on top of each other. However, this is one of the problems that I'm finding, is that the sleepers, despite ordering them all from the same batch, are all slightly different sizes. So you probably see me whacking away with the hammer just to make sure everything's in tight, and it is. But you can see this one here, it's square all the way down to about this point, and then there's a small twist in it. So I'm just going to give it a little bit with the hammer, see what happens. Joe's just cracking on removing roots. I'm going to keep on with this, and we've got one more layer to do after this one, and then that's this bit done. That far.
4 inches.
About 9 inches, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about 9 inches.
Yeah, but that far. FYI, we are running out of battery power.
For what?
The tools. Angles. Physically, what can it hit? So, maybe another inch. Do you want to put a bit off this?
It would make me feel better to do a proper job.
Yeah, we'll pop a job, but I'll just put a bit off the end of this. Yeah.
When the sun turns hazy, I'm hanging with all my friends. Ready or not, here we come for a beautiful mess. Crowd is getting crazy, doing things I will regret. No matter, I'll remember to never forget. When my heart is melting, my head will free.
It shows a difference there in height. So these are supposed to be 200 mil, and over the 4 pieces, we've lost the centimetres.
Lost a centimetre.
Yeah, in the various different bits.
Do you wanna want me to? Do you wanna, do you want me to want you? Do you wanna want me to? All I want is you to want me, only me. All I want is you to want me. Heartbeats racing, living love and la la land. Hope you're ready to let it go, love to the death. Gonna make you chase me, so you
One thing that we have been asked by people is to give an idea of the costs and the complexity of the work that we're doing. You know, first things, I'm really happy with this job. It was hard work, and in terms of the material cost of doing it, it's basically the cost of the wood. I went to a really good timber merchant down the road. We ordered a lot of sleepers because there's a lot of jobs I'm going to be doing, so we got a really good price. We got them £15 each delivered. So effectively for this job, you're talking £150 on timber. We'll probably do another 150, maybe £200 on timber for the next stage up. But timber and screws and hardware, you're talking 150 to 200 quid, and that's probably even including the paint. So it's not a lot of cost to get this in. However, there are some other big costs that I've not factored in that. So the little micro excavator, that cost a pretty penny, but without it, it would have been really hard work to be able to dig this bed out as much as we did. All the tools that we've used, the impact driver, the drill, the circular saw, the chainsaw, all of that adds up. And one thing that you never really factor in at the start of any big job is the cost of the tools. And I've already had a lot of comments saying I'm a bit of a DeWalt whore, so I do like getting DeWalt ones. That's mainly though because I find them to be pretty good quality, and they do seem to last. The drill I was using the other day I've had for 10 years. Yeah, 10 years probably, and it still works. So that's one of the reasons I like the DeWalt. The other is because of the batteries. I've got the XR battery system, so I only have to have one battery type, and it works on all of the tools, from the chainsaw right down to the impact driver. So they all take the same battery, so that allows me to have a good stack of batteries ready to go for any job. The biggest cost of tool on this actually was probably the wood chipper, but I used all the wood from around the woodland. This is probably about 10-15 bags of wood chip that we put down. That in a store, I think we were looking at the shop the other day, was it £10 a big bag? It was about £7 a big bag actually. So just that on its own would have been 70-80 quid of wood chip. So I'm hoping over the next couple of years the wood chipper, which set us back about £1,500, will pay for itself over the next few years. So yeah, so that's it in terms of cost. Raw cost of the job, £200. Cost of all my tools, priceless.